I'm never gonna co-sign adultery. Never ever.
For sure.
I will say though, you reap what you sow.
Yep.
That was my thought process. We're not asking you because we know you a little wild.
No. I've never committed adultery, but I've been the one that they committed. Like, let's just say the series ended differently and they end up working their stuff out. Are you going to say, oh, two married people that stood up in front of God and people and said, for richer or poor, for sickness and health, for better?
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Presidential Executive. This your homie right here, the Exec JB. This is my homie brethren over here, Rag. And we're trying to get our correspondent over here to stop tripping or laughing, but you know, it's gonna be.
You know how that be sometimes.
It's gonna be one of them things. It's all good. Before we even get started, man, go ahead and like this video right now. We're on all podcast platforms. Wherever you stream, you listen to podcasts, we are there. Go ahead and like us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that good stuff. What it do, my guy?
I already told you what kind of day I had.
Yeah, you did. I
don't even want to rehash. I don't even want to fill our viewers in on the BS that I had to deal with.
We ain't gonna do it then.
Yeah, at all.
We ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna tell you what I told when I talked to shout out to DJ Black, but I ain't gonna tell you like what I told him when he called me while I was at work and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I said something. I ain't gonna repeat it right now. I tell you, but yeah.
Without further ado, man, this is kind of like a bonus episode here. We gonna get into the best man. You know what I mean? The best man.
Critique.
Yeah, the best man. The last chapters, and we have. I can say this Miss Ebony Hines. Do I need to put anything before that? The speaking into it, say maybe we'll say that for the
future,
for the next
future
time.
doctor.
I'm not mad at that.
Future doctor. Because it's not that. Yeah, soon to come.
Doctor.
Right. Soon to be doctor.
Soon to come. Okay. We have Ebony Hines here to help us in this discussion, so it just won't be like, oh, we just got these two dudes, you know, talking about the best man and y'all being so biased,
misogynistic.
You know, which we may agree with a lot of you females. You know what I'm saying?
Man, misogyny isn't always a bad thing.
You just don't know. So I want to go ahead and get straight into it. How are you, Ebony?
I am wonderful. I cannot complain.
Cannot complain. Okay, that's good. Okay. I want to go get into let me say first, and then we'll just kind of just go around. You know, it's no particular order or anything like that. But I thought, you know, I think I posted it on social media too. I thought the best man, the last chapter was great. You know what I mean? I would say I don't use the word amazing a lot, honestly, with, you know, because, you know, it's a lot of different things have to come together to make the ingredients to be something amazing in my eyes.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So I just don't throw it out there. So I thought that the actor, the actresses, the plot, the writing, you know what I'm saying? I thought now, not to say I thought it was perfect, you know what I'm saying? But it was amazing as far as what you would get in today's, you know, stream. Facts. As far as, you know, Facts. Movies and what they present and stuff like that. Like they had to put a couple things in there just to kind of make it more relatable, but they didn't have to put it in. They didn't have to, but they didn't do a deep dive in.
Not gonna lie, you know I wonder. Yeah, they went deep.
Well, it could have went deeper though, I thought.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like they covered it.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't like that. So, what y'all thought about it, man?
I thought it was solid. I know our culture appreciated it because we wanted something else definitely after Best Man Holiday, because I was just like, is that where we leave it? And honestly, final chapters can go on.
Yep.
Real talk. The way that they left it, it could continue.
Oh, for sure.
So I liked it though. I'm not gonna lie.
It for sure could have went on. Right?
I'm still kind of salty because, again, like Monica Calhoun is one of those ladies that sits on the throne that can do no wrong. With me, anyway, she's right up there with Megan Good and Regina Hall and Regina King, and like she sits on the pantheon. Like Monica had been bad since that episode of A Different World where she was Jada Pinkett's friend with I go back with Monica Calhoun. But I don't think, like, to me it was unnecessary to kill Mia.
You know
what I'm saying? So I'm going back there. Okay. So now, going forward, no, she died. She got sick. She had cancer. She had cancer. But like it kind of
not knowing this.
No, he knew, but he thought I was something. Like he thought he missed something. Oh, you didn't know? My bad. So
Vic ain't on it. So he ain't on it yet.
Moving forward, I knew that they were going to deal with like Morris Chestnut's Lance. Deal with him moving on. I knew they were going to deal with that aspect.
Boy, did they deal with that.
I know, right? But what I liked best about it was like Shelby actually got the most character development.
Yes.
Like that was
that was amazing.
That was gonna be my next. Like,
I was gonna say, like, I really didn't like her in the first two.
Nobody.
She
did.
wasn't likable in the first two, other than being attractive. Her character did not have any redeeming qualities in the first two movies.
She was annoying, yeah.
Like, the best man final chapters was like the Shelby show to me.
Oh, yeah.
But just from an overall story standpoint, and we're not going to focus on the things that didn't necessarily have to be in there, because I felt like it didn't really move. You take that out of the story, it's still solid, like Ebony said.
I can agree with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Take what out.
The stuff that was unnecessary.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's still solid.
For sure.
Like, that just was something, oh, we're going to make y'all happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I love The Godfather. How many black people in The Godfather?
Yeah.
I don't feel like they need to remake The Godfather and put some niggas in it so I can be happy and feel included. I like watching Goodfellas. It's one black person in Goodfellas. Samuel Jackson.
Now, I will say
like that. You didn't have to put that in there. That's all I'm saying.
One of the things that was in the topic, which I was annoyed with, I thought, was when they kept saying the they. And, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought that was unnecessary. But like I said, overall, given some nitpicks here and there, I was like, they had to continue to do the they. You know what I mean? Like, to appease that.
If that was
community.
what it was about, I don't have a problem with it if that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But in the first two movies, and keep this in mind, it is homosexuals and lesbians who like the best man holiday, and there's no representation in there.
Right.
I literally had a friend. I had a conversation with one of my friends before it even came out. I said, I wonder, how is the LGBTQ community going to be included in this? I was like, I don't know how they finna swing this. But I was like, I don't know how it's coming, but I know it's coming.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
And so I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was, because I
I
didn't know which way they would go, because I'm like, it doesn't fit in the storyline. Like, if you think original, if you think sequel, and then now the sequel.
Right.
So I was wondering.
They could have did without it though. I thought they could have did without it, but like you said, if it wasn't in there at all, you know what I mean, it still could have been just as amazing to me. I'm just glad they didn't. They hit on it, but they didn't go the length to it to where, I thought they could have went.
Which to me was, so if you're not gonna really go there, what's the point?
Well,
that was my thing.
You know why?
Like, so what are we doing now? Are they gonna remake now? When they remake Beverly Hills Cop, it's like, oh, they're gonna make sure they have, because that's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, they when they make the new Ghostbusters movie, they got to do, like, you know what I'm saying?
They are.
And so I know you hang out with some of your friends you went to school with and grew up with. You still kick it with your people. Like, how many of them now that in the climate that we live in your circle? And this is no slight, because all of us in here, we know somebody LGBTQ plus.
Yeah.
Right?
Family
but in
members,
your circle,
friends,
in your circle,
your
fave five, how many of them are in that community?
I mean, my brother is one of my faves, and he's definitely in the community, and he's married.
But what I'm saying is he somebody that you're always hanging out with?
No, because he doesn't live here.
So, to that point. Okay, so, but to you though, when you hang out, like, because I know the guys that was in your wedding, like, how many of them are in that community?
None.
You know my guys I kick it with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even on the other side. So, like, I got, like, you, Eric, Rod, Trill. And on that side, none. But then you met Stefan, Randy, Gip, Tyrone, John, Thad. And it's no slight. And again, one of my cousins.
Yeah.
And I even talked to my cousin that does the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Rags Rance, his big brother. And he said, and we've had a conversation about, I wish somebody would say something about my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's his brother.
Yeah.
But he has even said, like, hey, that's not me. I don't necessarily prescribe to that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that doesn't change. You could still be my brother or my sister or whatever. And my thing is if you're not going to your point, really go in there, what's the point of just doing it?
Well, I would say because it was going to be about spreading a message of love. Like, if you think about us being believers. You're not finna win anybody with hate.
Right, exactly.
And that was something like early on I had to learn. Like me and my brother have had several conversations, and he is where he is. I am where I am. I still love him. I love his husband. Like, it just is what it is. But that was the message, I believe. Not even just acceptance. It really was love, because that was the thing that brought Morris back around. Because I wondered, just thinking of his temper, the initial best man, we know what happens when Morris get ticked off.
Right.
And I was like, how is this finna go? Because he's finna be bad. Right. So, yeah, it was a message of love to come back around.
I'm kind of glad that they did show his temper going there, because he's like your alpha male.
Yep, all the way.
So when when you see your, like, you know what I'm saying, no slight to the community, nothing like that. We're going to keep it 100 on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got different levels of the homosexual community. And so he was like, pretty much like the female. And he had the heels.
Not exactly, though.
And you know what I'm saying, the makeup, the mascara, and stuff like that. So to me, that probably hit Lance probably times 2.
Yeah.
Just because, okay, now you're homosexual, but dang, now you super feminine with it too. So,
well, not even that. It was the fact that he was like, I don't even know.
Yeah, it was undecided. I think that's the purpose of the they.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can non-binary, like I can flip flop and go back and
he
forth.
like men and women and whatever.
I feel like we owe Rachel Doles all an apology.
No, who?
Rachel Doles all.
Why?
Why not?
Are you talking about? Yeah.
No, real spill though.
That's real though.
If I can say I want to be and that's your prerogative. But think about this now. They gave her a hard time.
You can't say you want to be
black.
black.
Because she said she identified, so she can't change her color. I can't say I want to be white, but I can say I want to be a woman. Like, think about how ass backwards is that? Because people can change color. You can bleach your skin. You know the people who got the skin like where they skin like they be kind of albinism. That's actually a form of leprosy. You're changing colors, right? That can happen. But now for me to actually, even if I cut my stuff off, I can't have a period. I can't physically carry eggs in my body and go through the birthing cycle.
Yeah,
true.
You see what I'm saying? But like, I can change colors.
Yeah.
But we gave this lady a hard time for wanting to change colors. But I'm supposed to be cool with you. And again, this is the crazy thing. Like, they gave J.K. Rowling a hard time because she said that she feels like, as a woman, a man trying to be a woman ain't no woman. That's why they so hard on J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they
never
like the movie.
knew that.
That's why she's fell out of favor, because she said, as a woman, if that's what you want to do, basically, if that's what you want to do that, but you're not more woman than me, you're not a woman to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no problem with that.
The censorship is
I can't carry no child like that. Think about how disrespectful that is to your mama and your grandmama and everybody else for you to say, what's the old boy, Jenner, Caitlyn, woman of the year?
Yeah.
That was
over
wild.
any other woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so again, if that's what
sense,
you want to do, I don't have no problem with that. But let's be logical.
Yeah.
Because if you asked me for $100 and I did this with Cherry and I gave you $1, and she was like, Dad, that's not $100. I said, yeah, I want it to be $100. She was like, no, Dad, but that's $1. I'm like, but I want it to be $100. You asked for $100. I think this $100. Here's $100. She said, Dad, that's $1. And I was like, but I want it to be 100. She said, Dad, it cannot be 100. I said, why not? And she said, you cannot be something that you're not. I was like, oh, exactly. And then the light bulb came on.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I know we kind of stayed on this for a long, but again, that was the topic that they kind of forced in. Yeah. I feel like if you're going to talk about it, then go.
So
go
what do you think?
Yeah, I just thought they had
should have taken place rather.
I feel like it detracted from. They really could have delved more into Harper and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of glossed over. A lot of that was left up to the imagination.
Well,
no, meaning so like when he was gone and not answering the phone, we had no context in the.
No, you're talking about in the in-depth stuff without. Yeah, they could have dove deeper.
Because like when she was calling him and he wasn't answering the phone, like we don't know what he was doing.
No,
I
thought you meant something else. I thought you meant something else when you said
right.
that.
No, I'm saying like they could have delved more into that was left to the imagination. Like
they could have peeled more layers.
Right. So you mean the series as a whole could have went
Right, more into
Okay,
that.
I
Because
thought
it
you
was
meant
a
the
lot of...
storyline with Lance Jr. with LJ.
No, not
Okay,
Lance, no. I
I
said
was
Harper
like,
and
what
Robin.
is he?
Yeah, no, Harper and Robin.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
it was a lot of leaving to the imagination.
Yeah.
Like we guessing.
Right. Now,
What was he doing while he wasn't answering the phone?
now, and that's
You know what I'm saying?
That's where a lot of the stuff and arguments come in with that, because I know wifey, she has her thoughts about Robin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't we
And
all?
so, you know what I mean? And so
Or Sanaa General.
we'll get into that. Let's first, I want to get into what y'all think about Candace and Merch. Candace and Merch, their whole relationship and
Fucking kids. No, I'm just playing. If you could sum it up, that's essentially what they came to.
Yeah.
But no, they said it. You watched it.
Ebony,
But
what you think about the Candace and Merch and their dynamic? Now
she should have let Merch beat his ass though.
Let's get this out of the way first, because really the first episode was pretty much just like introduction. You know, the whole wedding thing, they kind of rushed
Bringing
that
everybody
a little bit.
back in.
Yeah, brought them back in. So it really wasn't nothing. All the couples were A1 and everybody was good, Now,
So we thought
the real stuff really started to happen episode 2 on.
You didn't see that though?
See what?
I'm saying, like, I saw, like, I remember when I sat down and watched the first episode. I know we're talking about Merch and Candace, but I remember watching the first episode and I was thinking, man, I bet they gonna make Harper and Robin get a divorce. And I'm sitting there, because like it was just certain stuff, how he was talking to Nia Long, Jordan, he's talking to her, and like she's off to the side, and like the way she would kind of look sometimes when he's talking about the movie, and like I'm like, man, this is gonna freaking suck. They finna make them get a divorce.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on episode 1. I got 7 more. Let me stay optimistic. But as it was going, I'm like, man, they gonna make them niggas get a divorce.
But to me, it was a progression though. Like everything that happened in that,
it was bits and pieces that added up.
I
to
can
why,
see it happening in real life and continue to develop in the characters that they did in the first movie and the holiday movie.
But truth be told, they shouldn't have happened to begin with.
What you say? You talking about them getting married? Who you talking about?
Robin.
Rob, okay, we can go get into it. We start. Okay, I'm with you. I think I told you that.
I don't
think they should have got married too.
I'm gonna say this because he did not. Hypothetically speaking, if he doesn't run into Jordan again. No, hypothetically speaking. The only reason why everything comes back up is because he sees her again. You're there by yourself. You're on an island. You know what I'm saying? And so now she's back in the circle. You know what I'm saying? And so now you got to deal with all of these feelings with no buffer and everything like that.
Listen to what you're saying.
What?
You got to deal with all these feelings.
No. What I'm saying is, like, I got some exes to where, like, if I had to be up in their face, like, I might think that I want to be back in the situation. It's a reason why you stay away. Think about what they do and you deal with people in rehab. It's a reason why they tell somebody who's on heroin or cocaine or crack or whatever, don't go back to the same hideouts. Get rid of all your old clothes that you used to get, because you might smell something and you could be sober for 3 years. You smell that coat again, it smelled like cocaine or heroin or crack, you'll be right back at them same spots. But I'm hanging with Vic and we used to get high together and we start back kicking, I'm going to start reminiscing. I'm saying, like, just using that. So now if I go back and kick it with my exes, and you probably got some exes you can't be around every day because you going to flashback.
Yeah, but I thought that Harper
a drug habit in a relationship.
He was.
Like drugs.
I thought Harper was real emotional.
Yeah.
To even come up to propose to her during that time, because it was everybody kind of egging him on.
Yep.
Even Jordan. So you're gonna take Jordan stuff, like even what she was saying was emotional, talking to him, talking about this is the one. Mm-hmm. Like you just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, the whole thing, he should never propose to her.
Nope.
And she ran right into it because she makes random spontaneous decisions, and so she made a quick one at that when she said yes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, and I wanted to say this to him in the beginning, like I think I put a post about this, like I went to TSU, and this kind of reminds me some of my circle of friends I went to TSU with, the 5 guys out. You know what I'm saying? That was in
Did
the
you ever randomly propose to anybody?
No, never that. No, never.
Oh my gosh!
But to me, when you in that circle, and this with me, I thought Robin never fit into the circle.
She didn't.
You know what I'm saying? She never belonged with it. Like I put us in there. Like given us 5 that went to TSU.
Yep.
McDade, Brian, Pat, Jason, Corey.
Yep.
We had females in that circle, but
How many of them around now?
none.
Why?
For particular reasons as such like
not
that
because
can come up.
if you get around the people that you used to get high with, you might start smoking.
No, it's just out of respect. It's just straightly out of respect.
True, but also again, it's dangerous if you're kicking it with somebody who you have a certain history with.
But there's self-control in that.
Yes.
True, but still, like, it's a reason why they tell you, like, that's even biblical. It ain't just about self-control. Like, we think self-control
if they're around you constantly, like an everyday or frequent thing.
Yeah.
But if you see them twice or 3 times a year.
Yeah, this was a vacation and everybody go back home.
This is like...
Is a form of self-control, like, let's say, I have a smoking problem. A form of self-control we could say is like, okay, I'll use a nicotine patch.
Or not hitting up your weed, man.
No, I mean, I'm talking about cigarettes.
Oh.
So like I use a nicotine patch. We could agree that that's a form of self-control, right? So that I don't go, or like chew the gum so that I don't go buy cigarettes, right?
Okay.
Right.
Could also a form of self-control be like, I just don't buy cigarettes, I don't be nowhere around cigarettes, I don't be hanging with nobody that's smoking cigarette. Would that be considered a form of self-control?
If that's what it takes for you.
Yeah,
but could also
to each its own individual. That's the individual.
Yeah, if that takes
right.
for you.
So, but could also self-control be, I be around it, but I'm constantly, whether I'm praying or whatever it is, if I'm around it, I'm not doing it, I'm fighting the urge, and is that also self-control? And the reason why I'm asking is because self-control is not you just have to do it this way. Like, if you know, and like I said, again.
But Harper wasn't married, though.
Yeah.
True. But for me, again, it's places that I don't go, not because I know for a fact I'm going to do something. I don't even want to be in a position where I'm thinking about it.
But that's
controlling myself.
That's your man, $100,000 though, Lance.
True. No, but what I'm saying is he didn't have to be kicking with Jordan on the one-on-one.
They're around the whole party, though.
Yeah, you act like it was a solo trip with just them.
She was the maid of honor.
Yeah.
He was the best man.
Literally.
Okay, but how many times?
Well, not really, but you know.
Yeah, she was.
How many times in that first movie was they like everybody else and went somewhere else and it's just him and her? They did not have to do that.
That was at the end when they
went
to the spot.
That was not just at the end.
When else did
he met her in the office?
When Robin was pregnant and walked in the kitchen on Holiday.
On Holiday.
But it was
I'm thinking about the first one. So.
Context is they find out, Mia's dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan is like beside herself. One of my best friends is finna die.
Mm-hmm.
She's crying in the kitchen. I mean, he just happens. Harper's in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking. They're friends. He hugs her. He consoles her. In comes Robin. And then it's like the insecurities flare up again. Yeah. But again, you shouldn't have married him.
Right.
So.
And that was bringing back to my TSU story. Like, the reason we had females that were nice, very nice looking and hung around our circle and stuff. But once we got serious with, you know what I'm saying, with Rachel and everything else, I couldn't, but I didn't hit them up and stuff. They couldn't come, like when McDade and them come in town, they couldn't just be around. So, because a couple of them, we went to a level where it wasn't just like with Jordan and Harper.
But it's also part of that, not necessarily because of you, but you're also looking out for your significant other as well.
Yeah, so it's a respect thing. It ain't even not necessarily self-control.
Too, respect. Like, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, out of respect for my situation, I'm not gonna put myself in certain places out of respect.
Now, getting into a hotel room with Jordan,
but that's what I'm saying.
But like, this guy being around there talking,
that 3 a.m. situation was wild.
Playing with the fire. Yeah. I don't necessarily think that it was a bad idea for them to get married, but I had this conversation with somebody recently, and all relationship take work and communication.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if I'm unhappy about something, you know what I'm saying? Like case in point, when I came here tonight, you know what I'm saying? Lucis, let me have it. But I don't feel no type of way about that. Like times where in the past when we first started, when I was like, you didn't wait, you didn't just sit on that for 2-3 weeks a month. That day, you was like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like at least let me know, like just fill me in so I know I can adjust. It's not a problem, but communicate.
Yeah.
I didn't get an attitude. Hey man, you do. No, I just like
you thought about it,
right?
though.
No, it was. It was
you
one
gave
time.
You gave the nigga face couple times.
It was one time we talked about it, but like
I feel you.
That was one time in 3 years. And after we had the conversation, I don't know what you did. I don't know if you went out and prayed, but it was like you came back in, you was in a good mood. So I'm like, okay, is he gonna kill me now? Like, I didn't know. But no, you even brought a cup. Hey man, go on, boy. Yeah, I need one. Pour me like, is he drinking with me tonight? But work and communication. Sure. I felt like by the time they started communicating, it was they were too far gone.
Now, also bring it back to that first one. Now, Harper wasn't keen about the idea of getting with Jordan. Jordan kind of pressed. She did the full court press.
She did.
Was like, hey, I feel our moment's coming back again. I know you feel it too. Hey.
And that's literally how it ended.
Right, let's go.
Crazy.
And so Harper, to his credit, he wasn't down until that liquor got in him. Yeah. You know, at the bachelor party, in the penthouse was like, you know, I'm ready to blow her back out. You know what I'm saying? In the thing, you know.
I'm very frustrated that you sound too much like him in that moment.
Right, yeah. Now he actually
that was
right. But now he looks like Mike off Why Did I Get Married?
Look at this guy.
No, you know it. Checkmate. But no, like, think about it, though. You forgot about this scene because it was just like the flashback when they had the flashback where they was together and the record skipped.
Yeah.
Like it did in the supposed, the fake flashback or whatever when he was really with Mia, but he was acting like he was with Jordan. They was about to go there and the record skipped again and then she was like, it's like, oh, no, we probably need to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't need to. But what I'm saying is again, and I had to learn the hard way. It was times where it's like, oh, we're not together no more. We're cool. You know, we can hang out. We can kick it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, next thing, I'm making a whole movie now. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't take communion tomorrow.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm at church and Robert Braden like, I'm good. I don't even want to disrespect him. Oh, go ahead, brother. No, I'm good. Yeah. He's like, no, you got... No, but seriously, like, go on past, let it pass me.
And that was the thing to me because somebody, if you look at the whole series, who's all together, the relationships, everybody that was in that clique in college together. Yep. Lance, you know, Mia passed. She was part of that. She was gone.
Lance is back like he was in college. He was
literally
right now. I
said this is a lie.
Yeah, he was in a whole mode. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was in a whole mode.
He was doing his bald head row ish.
Yeah, he was in there to get it. But my point is, it's gonna be hard for anybody to be in that circle because you know, men and women. You talking about attractive people too. We're not talking about people that are just they're not okay. That's just my sister. I'm not nowhere near attracted to you. But these are actually attractive people. Like how many people you got? Probably 3 guys and 3 females that. You know, they have people outside get married. They'd be cool with that particular female.
So,
yeah.
Ebony, would you say
my name like that?
How long have I known you?
I don't know.
Long enough. So don't even do it. You looking at me say, come on now. You know, don't even do it. Knee high to a grasshopper.
That's good, right? So, yeah, ask her. Yeah.
Go ahead, so now, is Morris Chestnut as delicious as he was back in Holiday? Or the first one? Yes, you would say yes. What about...
He literally gets better with age.
Like
wow.
Maybe Terrence Howard, is he still?
It's a dark skin. It's a dark skin.
Terrence,
still kind of got that.
Terrence he's very handsome. Like they all have aged wonderfully.
What about Tay Diggs?
I would not say it like that.
Okay.
All of them look even better.
Exactly. So now let me ask you. Let me ask you. Would you say that Sanaa Lathan is the same as she was in the first one or Holiday?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she got better.
See, where you going with this?
No. What about Nia Long?
The shade.
Nia Long in the Best Man final chapters is not Debbie jogging on the street with Craig and Smokey.
Why are you so aggressive?
Because that is Debbie.
Oh my
Debbie
word.
sits on the throne.
Really?
Like,
So
and
you
that's what
agree,
I'm
Vic?
saying. No,
Hold
this
on,
is what I'm
'cause
saying.
clearly Vic
no,
agrees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He know. He knows.
So you saying that she
they
was
don't look this like it ain't this like the women was fawning over Morris and Tay and everything like that. I'm reading the comments. They like, oh, Morris got re-put up for top 10. Like, how you win sexiest man in the 90s and then you're back up there in 2022?
Cause he fine.
Exactly. But what I'm saying
okay,
is
what you
that
saying?
they're not on that same. They're still attractive, but that ain't love in basketball, so nah.
First of all, we talking
That ain't
about
play you
women
for
that
your
are
hearts
literally
or
in
not.
their
No, it's not.
50s,
It's
though.
not.
That ain't Debbie.
I mean, but
Mia.
she's still attractive.
The
though.
best looking one on the. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Regina sits on the throne. Regina's up. She actually, to me, is the, and she wasn't necessarily the best looking one in the first one, but like now, I don't know what her secret is. I don't know if she taking sea moss or she doing cocaine.
Wow.
But whatever she doing, Regina is
That's
doing
extreme
it.
ends of the spectrum.
But now Shelby actually is still
Shelby look good.
killing it.
What?
Like she was always attractive, but she wasn't necessarily the most attractive in the first two.
Now
to me.
hold on. Are you
But
trying to
now-
say Nia was not?
As attractive as
You
she was. in the first one.
slipping, and
I'm
that's
not.
coming from a woman.
Even Vic said Vic
Nah,
agrees.
he just agreeing with the Friday Debbie thing.
No, because he knows.
he didn't see the best man. He didn't see
Okay,
it.
Hold
but
on, talk to us,
Best
Vic,
Man
because
was made not too long after Friday was.
Huh?
Best
you
Man
know
was
what
made
Nia,
not too
you
long
know what
after
Nia
Friday
look
was.
Yeah,
like.
but I'm saying, but even then,
That's still that was
Nia done
Nia.
had some breast implants, and
that's
Nia
Yeah.
has also carried 2 children. You slipping.
I'm not. What I'm
Nia
saying
still
is
look
like
good,
with the
man.
breast
She looks
implants,
amazing.
Why would you put a spoiler on a BMW? You wouldn't.
I'm not doing this today.
You would not.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't.
No.
You put it on a Honda.
the
Because ain't nobody checking for the
Excuse
Honda.
me, JB. Next question, because
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
they look great to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
They look great to me now.
Side
Now
out.
asking me would I go there is totally
No,
different. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm
We're
not
not
saying
asking
that.
you. We're moving to the next
I'm not
question.
saying that.
No, so
Again, how long you know me? Don't do it. You know better. You know how I get down.
So let's just go and get straight into it since we've been talking about Robin Harper.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. Most of the reviews that I seen and stuff, actually one that I shared too, a lot of people, a lot of women too, put Robin as the villain.
So now the villain in everything she in.
And I would agree because going through even the last chapters, honestly, Robin and Harper were going tit for tat for me. He did a lot of annoying stuff. You know what I'm saying? You brought up the call. You know what I'm saying? He didn't read the room a lot of times. You know what I mean? As far as what she needed or whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Karma.
yeah. What broke it for me with Robin, I think with a lot of people too, definitely toward the end when she brought up in the custody case that she's moving to Ghana. She moved to Ghana, right? And so, but even before then, like her character development, even through the First Best Man, was she was always indecisive, spontaneous, and random, right?
Very.
And so, you know, even through the last chapter, she up there giving for community calls without saying nothing to Harper. Okay. But then got mad at Harper, you know what I'm saying, because he didn't okay a deal for a restaurant that she wanted. My question is, couldn't she tap into the same resource that she up the giving in? So I think she had access to whatever she needed to have access to if she really wanted it. Now, I'm with Harper as far as I need to know the comps, all that stuff before we put in $1 million to get, you know what I'm saying, a particular restaurant or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but I thought Robin, I think, was more annoying. And I know my wife disagrees with me on this. I think she had a Zoom with her friends a couple of days ago talking about this with Robin. Like, you know, and I'm not on the side that I think everything that Harper did was good. I think he did a lot of annoying
Everybody
stuff.
had their faults.
Right. Everybody had their faults. But to me, toward the end, when she did the, you know what I'm saying, that's just, to me, that broke the camel's back with me as far as you taking a man kid to another continent and just and then not gonna let him know until y'all in there deliberating with your lawyers or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
He was really, really caught off guard.
Yeah,
Like,
and
we all was caught off guard. My bad.
yeah, and yeah, y'all speak on that. I didn't like how that went down.
I thought it was so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all for you doing what's best for you. I'm not mad at her wanting to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy.
For sure.
But when you talking about a child being involved, like, no, there's like the one thing there has to be a conversation about. Like, you can't play those types of games.
Yeah, and Rag.
And that's, you got a daughter, so you know.
So, and I said this to you.
Mm-hmm.
My only gripe with Robin was that.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I've already said I don't think Sanaa was as banging as she was in Love and Basketball in the first Best Man.
We know.
Keep in mind.
What they got to do with it?
I'm just
Nothing,
no. So like, so, no. I'm saying this as a caveat because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, no, he's just in love with Sanaa. No, not really. But that's my only issue with it. Let me go back.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel? You're sitting there watching a movie, and the movie is highlighting your supposed love with your high school, college sweetheart, and he was oblivious. Because he's sitting there. Y'all forget. He's sitting there with the nigga that played as Terry Silver from Power, which is a good show, by the way. The lawyer from Power season 3.
Listen.
Oh, that was my show. But like, so they're sitting up there and like Terry
I have so many thoughts.
Terry Silver's character sitting up there, he kind of looked like, and then Sanaa Lathan, she's kind of uncomfortable, and Harper's just like,
Well, no, he was a little uncomfortable too.
Okay,
he
but what I'm saying is,
wrote
again,
it. You know he's not comfortable.
You know, you had to approve the script before it came out.
Yeah.
So
actually,
there,
he didn't.
If you look at it, didn't he say that?
No, right.
No,
he didn't have certain rights on it.
He didn't have certain stuff. You got to remember, it was a scene in there where they called him and they asked him about a change. He was like, "Hold on, wait, what change do you want to make?"
That was about merch.
But no, what I'm saying is he had the input. So think about it. The only thing where he had the option to change it and didn't change it or talked about it, and again, I think maybe if they weren't focusing on other stuff, they could have delved into that. They talked about merch. They didn't talk about him and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about merch. How about when she picks up because she was reading his stuff that he wrote. He got the notepad writing about a continuation with him. And so she's seeing this.
Right, and she loved it.
And so now no, the second one.
Second what?
The second one, when she picked it up and she was reading about his unrequited love for his woman and everything like that. It was right when they went to go look for Lance Jr. When they went to go look for Lance Jr. And she picked it up. No, she said something about it, and I can't remember if it was her or him.
Got into a conversation, but then they got the call about LJ missing.
Did he pick it up and
she was picked it up and was reading it,
looked at it
and realized what it was.
She was reading it, but you could hear him like talking.
Okay, you're talking about the second time. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so now, again, we talk about somebody's own insecurities, but if I keep doing stuff to make you feel insecure, I can be as secure as I want to be. But if every time I walk into a room, you're hugged up with your ex, every time I come around the corner, y'all kikiing in each other's ear. Every time I walk in, you got your hand on her lap. She got her hand on your lap.
It ain't every time.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
We know you're not exaggerating.
If it happens enough times,
if
it happens, it don't when I'm not saying every time, like literally every day, but I'm just saying we see each other once a year for 2 or 3 days, and within that 2 or 3 days, it's gonna be a time where I walk in and y'all kick in.
And this goes back to the decision that they made when they should not got married in the first place, because that relationship was already established. Just like that,
because at the time, him and Jordan wouldn't have got married. It was established at the time. She was so gone on her career, it wouldn't have worked because both of them really wouldn't have made no compromises. He still
shouldn't have got with
for each other.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, what I did not see him do, and I'll just strictly deal with the last one. So now he's up in arms. You need to understand about moving and relocating and putting our daughter in a better school, which she should have.
Yeah.
He had his heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
But the slap in the face was with the restaurant thing. He didn't even call and check or review. She's calling him. He didn't even hit back. And so now, and that's why I said they should have shown what he was doing.
They absolutely should have.
I write. I'm not that so gone in my writing process to where if somebody keep blowing my phone up, you call me one time, I might not answer. But I'm talking about like everybody calling him Morris Chestnut. Bruh, I don't know where the hell you at. You need to bring your ass. Like everybody's texting him.
Yeah.
He's not. Oh, my bad,
They
y'all.
definitely should
I'll
have
be in
expanded on
and that's what I'm
that.
saying. They didn't show that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now it's up to my imagination.
Right.
Are you ignoring her? Are you creeping? Are like we don't know what you're doing. And I ain't seen no new book come out. He didn't come back with no new book. So what was you writing?
Well, that's the time he was doing the movie though.
No, he was away writing.
No, he
was away writing. No, he wasn't doing the movie.
Those were movies.
Because when he came back, the premiere was ready.
Those were movie meetings.
No,
those were movie
he
meetings.
did leave from. He did leave from movie meetings.
I was just watching it today. Go back and look at it. I was just watching
because
it today.
they asked where he was at, and she said, "You know how Harper gets when he's in his writing process. He kind of closes off."
He had those meetings.
But the meetings were still going. Remember, it was a reason he couldn't meet with the realtor for the place because he had a meeting that was already scheduled for him to be out of town. I don't doubt that he was writing, but I'm saying like
he went out of town for
that was the reason he couldn't meet with the realtor with her because remember she was calling to see what he thought about it. He was trying to get ready to dip out of town. Mm-hmm. But I'm not saying he wasn't writing while he was there.
Yeah, so I mean, so the
no reason why within a day or two, and this was like several days that passed.
We agree with you.
I'm just saying. So again, from her standpoint, because like again, even when he made his compelling argument, she's the one that comes back and like, you know what, I was wrong in how I dealt with that. I should have considered. You know, I know that you want to keep us safe and everything like that.
Yeah.
I did not ever see that level of contrition when she wanted to, because again, like it showed when they went to Terrence Howard wedding. It wasn't necessarily Ghana. She wanted to feel connected to black people. So now you're on this island. You see all these black people here. You're connected in a way you ain't never felt connected. She's like, you know what? You can write here. They still gonna want your movies because of you. You don't have to be in New York to write. Mm-hmm. When you put out a book, they still coming for you. We can live here. We can raise our child here.
I was appreciative of their relationship at that point.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like, and she's like, you got to take a leap of faith,
right?
And he's just like, and then next thing you know, fast forward, 8 years, and they.
But the part about that, from what I was saying, again, they can do that, but then she's also fickle to where. She may want to move in another year and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She never wants to sit and stay anywhere to be kind of settled. She's always got moving pieces.
But also, even with Harper was always wanting the next best thing for them. I wasn't mad about that.
Yeah.
Like a lot, because you got a lot of men who are okay being complacent. Right. He didn't want to get there. He didn't want to become complacent, and he was always looking to go to the next level. And I wasn't understanding why she couldn't appreciate that.
As far as, because I got what he was saying, because he was making what they call bumper G novels, as far as kind of like that's what they said to him. I don't know exactly what that means.
So it's after he wrote Unfinished Business.
And he did. Yeah.
He had a character that he wrote. I don't know if he was like a detective or something like that. Or something like that, but he was a character that he had wrote, and he had wrote a bunch of stories about him. Yeah. And it was like, he was like, I'm done with this character. And like his agent was like, no, we need another novel.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to be more intellectual in his next writing.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? And I get that. He wanted to be looked at as he had those renowned authors that can have intellectual talks and stuff like that. Because the type of writings he was doing was like cool and popular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there wasn't in the land, just like with Jay-Z. Jay-Z talked about crack and cocaine when he was in his 20s. But as he grew up and, he wanted to talk about wearing button-ups, being grown and, you know what I'm saying, how to build wealth and stuff like that. So he was, to me, pretty much in that same vein. He wanted to grow up in his craft to not just be known for this particular, you know what I'm saying, type of being an author.
How much is enough?
What you mean, money-wise?
So the problem that we have with these billionaires and stuff like that, it would take you 70 years, and you would have to spend $320,000 a day to spend $1 billion. Mm-hmm. So you got people that's worth 2, 5, 10. You'll never spend that money. You won't live long enough to spend that money. Odds are your kids won't live long enough to spend that money. Mm-hmm. Your kids won't live long enough to spend that money. And to be honest, if my great grandkids don't know how to invest or save or do that, I don't know what to tell you. I won't be here to see it. Whatever, nigga. Like, I set you up. If you don't know how to take some money and put it in the bank, put something in some stocks, if you're just YOLOing it up and you blow it, I'm not trying to have 300 billion or whatever
just
so y'all can live it up and do nothing with it.
Are you saying Harper was
so
in that
what
range?
I'm saying is that, so now let's take it to the spiritual context. It's just like that passage of scripture where the guy, he had his barns full. He had all these barns. He's like, I gotta give me some more barns. It's like, you're not even gonna be able to use all that. And then the next scripture says, you fool, today your soul is required of you. And then everything you got get taken and give. You don't even, your family don't even get the benefit from it. My thing is, you're constantly chasing for what? And you got a wife, you got a daughter. You've made it. Spend that time and build it with your family. You can still write your intellectual stuff because you're still chasing. If he wasn't chasing, he could have wrote the novel he wanted to write.
Like all the way that he made it.
He ain't. He to the point that you're saying a bit. He wasn't nowhere near that.
Do you know how much houses in New York cost?
He wasn't that.
A pretty penny.
That's what I'm saying.
You also got to look at the standpoint of being a writer.
Yeah.
And what did the agent say? The last novel you wrote is a bestseller. We need some more.
But it wasn't with the path he wanted to take. That was the thing. He was ready to switch it up and do something different. And he was entitled as a creative person. He had the right to want to do that.
I'm not saying that he doesn't, but from somebody who consistently puts in, and I thought, and we had this conversation, I thought after the holiday season it was going to slow down. I'm still putting in 13, 14, 15, 16-hour days. For somebody who has to do that every day, I want to get to a place, and we were talking about the hamster wheel. It feels good when my daughter called me and say, Daddy, can I have some money to get something? It feels good to be able to cash out her that money. But at the same time, the dichotomy of it is she's like, we don't get to kick it. But the drawback is, well, if I spend that time kicking it, I'm not going to have enough money for when you call me to say you need some money to give you the money. When you need shoes or school clothes or supplies or whatever, I'm not going to have it. So what's the sacrifice? Do I work and make sure I'm secure and my family is secure? Or do I take the time and be at home? But then now, and so again, like, y'all don't know this because it's like, oh, y'all grew up middle class. Y'all don't understand. Y'all know how many days, and my dad was in tears talking about it. How many days we had to eat pinto beans and ground beef because that was all we could afford. This is what I'm saying. But like, now they were there.
That's Harper's.
He was there.
Yeah.
But he talks about it to this day, how he semi kind of regrets that. Because he was like, y'all should have been able to eat better. I had one pair of jeans in 9th grade. You see what I'm saying? Like, so like for somebody who lived through that struggle, and even now, so now I'm the opposite of what my dad, like I'm work. But then I missed a lot of time. And so when I do talk to my daughter, it's like, hey, and she said, I get it. You know, you had to work. But like, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I was there for, but it's a lot of stuff I missed.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
it's because
where do you find balance?
And so again, how much enough is enough, like in Robin's mind. And again, and this is where I think the communication, like, as somebody who sees himself as a king and priest in the household, when my daughter is having a problem, okay, I ask him, we in the car, everything all right? I don't want to say, okay, whatever. But at some point, we're going to sit down. Like, let's talk to me. What can I do better? But how can I, you see what I'm saying? And so now again, we're left to assume a lot.
But wasn't Robin chasing the same elusive better that she said that she blamed
and nobody's
Harper
talking
was?
about this.
That's what I'm saying. No. Let me say this, Raven. Okay. Robin said, I put this down. She said to Harper, like, why can't we just be happy instead of chasing after the elusive better? She blamed Harper for doing that. Mm-hmm. But in return, she wanted to do the exact same thing with her restaurants, with, you know what I'm saying, all her protests and whatever she was trying to do.
Yeah.
Moving to Ghana, moving to Africa. She wanted to chase an elusive better. The same thing she was criticizing
from his.
Harper. The same thing she was blaming Harper with. So what I'm saying is, if that's what she really wanted to do, I mean, that's fine. But don't get on Harper for doing basically the same thing that you're trying to do. And honestly, and I hate to say it may get some flack for that, like a lot of the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that she wanted to do, her dreams was being financed by Harper's career.
Message.
And Harper's, you know what I'm saying, ambition.
But you know that was the part that also got me, because people were saying like he wasn't supportive of her. And I was like, huh?
And that was part of the argument that I think he had. He got an argument like, look, I gave you this. You know what I'm saying?
You said you wanted to do
her
this.
indecisiveness.
We did it.
Yeah. I paid for this $1 million thing right there, but you changed your mind. You want to do something else. Da 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 da.
Out of 10 women that you know, how many of them would you say are indecisive? Okay, that's what that says everything.
Don't let me answer your question.
So I'm not gonna say every woman is indecisive, but I will say this.
It's levels to it.
The important women in my life, my mom, my daughter, any woman I've ever dated, all of them are indecisive. I can't name one that's not indecisive that I dated, girlfriend, my mom, my grandma.
Well, I'm like a sister.
Like,
I'm very
just saying,
decisive. I'm decisive.
But
we're not gonna have conversations.
But to your point though, indecisive.
No,
like,
you're not. You've been indecisive.
To my wife, like she's indecisive about dinner. She's indecisive.
That's indecisive,
right? But we're talking about
it's
money.
Food.
We're talking about, you know what I'm saying, millions and hundreds and thousands of dollars.
I'm not gonna say
of stuff
with her, but it's never been a woman that you dated that y'all had a vision, y'all had a plan, y'all discussed something. She's on board until it comes time. We hunting. But when it comes time to shoot that deer, and that's all I'm saying. So the fact that you saying whatever,
yeah, but for it to end in a divorce,
she was indecisive before y'all got married.
Which is why we are on.
That's what we said. No, they should not got married in the first place.
But so was what's name was indecisive.
Huh? What's the name?
Jordan was indecisive.
About what?
Okay, 1 minute you chasing career, but then at the same time,
no, she always chased career.
No. But then at the same time, from the first one, she always talked about regrets. Like, oh, I see all of y'all. Like, I wish I would have settled down and possibly had a family. Da 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 da.
Those are wishes, though.
But then it comes back to, well, no, I'm chasing my career. But then when she thought that she was pregnant,
okay.
And then when she found out that she would, like, it was the whole thing of like, okay, do you want the kid or do you not? Because initially when she thought she didn't want the kid.
No, she wanted the kid.
No,
she wanted the kid.
Yeah,
when she found out she was not pregnant, she was like,
she was crying because she wanted that change.
But no, when she thought she might be pregnant, don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. I'm not pregnant. Don't tell me that.
When she
you know how many women say that and still end up really wanting that child?
Yep.
Yeah.
Indecisive.
When Jordan was definitely not indecisive. She knew what she wanted.
And the only reason, honestly, she slowed it down was because it began to take a toll on her health. Yep. That's the only reason she didn't keep going how she was.
Right. Yeah.
But again, I'm just saying.
What you just saying?
As what Robin was looking for, Robin, like a lot of people, and the difference in both of them. And you see this with Morris Chestnut's character. He, after football, it's like, what is my purpose? Mm-hmm. When I find that thing, I know it. But until I find that thing, I'm going to go through my whole phase. I'm going to make these whack-ass perfume commercials.
You shady.
No, he did. He said it was like
they were bad.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and he was steady trying to find until, and then, I'm gonna go back and play football. And then, so he got hit good that one time. It's like, this is the shortest comeback ever. But then it was like when his coach said, and it took for somebody to say, hey, why don't you do this? Mm-hmm. And then it's like when he started doing it, it's like, so now
sometimes you need a perspective shift.
So what I'm saying is that like, for Robin was always trying to find where I fit. She did not find it until they got divorced when she went to God. Like, that was where she found, like, okay, but
these were literally default friendships.
But she said that. She said that when they were on that island for turn, like, she felt, I want to be somewhere where I feel connected to my people. Like, that is where I will find myself and be at, in my place. Harper was somebody who from college, I know what my purpose is. I know where I'm going. And singularly, he's the most consistent one of all of them. Because I will say this even with Terrence Howard's character. If you remember in the first one, they was like first he was culinary school, then he was doing this. Right. Now he's playing an instrument. Next thing then the second movie, I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't in real estate. But then now in the third one,
we had no clue his daddy even owned. Like,
exactly. But in the third one, he's finally at 40-something years old. It's like, I'm finally in my purpose. Yeah. And so where Robin was at it's like, I'm trying to find, and Harper was blessed in the sense that from 18, 19, 20, I know exactly what it is I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And so now for somebody when you know, because it's easy being the king and priest of your household when you know where you're at. Yeah. You don't have to fight for yours. It's your job now to help everybody that's in your sphere of influence to find theirs. Because you know who you are and where you're going and what you're going to do. And you're going to do that every day no matter what. But to everybody else, let me help you. Let me point you in the direction. You got to go. And like, I did the same with Charity was doing them whack-ass cartwheels and gymnastics. I was still giving money to pay for it. Till I saw, like, after 8 months, you still don't know how to do a basic cartwheel. Like, okay, we finna do something else. With the soccer, when I saw that she didn't actually like coaching, because I used to get out there, we kick the ball, we run around, but when I actually started trying to make her, okay, we gonna have to be for real. I'm not finna have you out there. If you're gonna do it, you ain't finna be out here looking goofy. So let's actually look like you know how to
gonna have to show me that.
And
she really
broke down and started crying, and she didn't want. And I was like, you know what? Okay, basketball. So I tried to help him. Like, you know what? Let me put you with some people who actually do it. That ain't gonna be like I am. And so she would do it when they were doing it, but then. When they wasn't, she didn't have no go get it. But still, whatever she wanted to do with art, I'm buying art supply. Like, I'm going to support whatever it is that you're doing. If she say I want to do hair, I'm going to support that. Now, that's not my wife. That's my child. But still, even more so, going to the spiritual thing, you got a covenant with that person. All of us in here grew up and left our mama and daddy. But you got a covenant. And in the old times, a covenant was deeper than any familial relation you had. If you broke covenant back in their times, you could be killed. Literally. They had a right to kill you because you broke covenant.
Okay. Yeah. So are you saying Harper should have did more to help Robin in her chase pursuit?
I'm a misogynist. As a man, we always supposed to do more. I will never prescribe to the fact that a woman is supposed to do more. I would never prescribe that.
I would say he would have did more, but I'm saying...
Because that's what they say misogyny is. So because that's what they say misogyny is, I'm not going to run from that. Yes, I believe in opening the door for a lady. I believe I'm supposed to do more.
Is that not chivalry?
That we had to go back and watch the video, Does Chivalry Still Exist? From season 1. We have an actual talk about that, but yeah. I'm
going to throw my little tidbit, though.
I'm not saying he necessarily should have, but I believe he could have.
I really love that they incorporated a therapy session into it. That made me so happy.
Yeah, and that's I've been in those sessions and it was almost spot on.
Yeah.
How they go with the couple thing.
Yeah. Love couples, man.
And that's we can get into that next time you come here because I actually have a couple questions.
I'll be back, y'all.
Couple questions with that along with that. I'm not going to ask here. But so we got into which is kind of surprising for me. So you're on this.
And I'm usually always on the side of the man. But no, I'm actually, nope. I believe that as a man.
So you don't believe Robin was the villain?
No. Like I said, that was some bullshit when you come in there at the last minute, at the 9th hour, and you be like, and by the way, I'm moving to Africa and I'm taking our child. That was some bullshit.
Now, to me, that's what alone makes her the villain. That was some
bullshit. But the fact that, you call and, hey, can you at least look at it?
Yeah.
If you say no after you look at it, it is what it. But at least look at it. So now he's calling. The other dude called hey, what you gonna do? Everybody calling you.
We ain't touched on this situation with Mr. Ja. We not mentioning him?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So we ain't gonna talk about it in the first movie how all them times him and Robin almost did it.
Hey,
but who?
We know that already.
I mean, him and
this is a
Jordan
new situation.
I mean,
I'm not saying that two wrongs make a right. I'm just saying
no, absolutely not. But I will tell you, that had me like, wait a minute.
Then the bullshit too.
What you talking about?
So check this out. So you got your woman already knowing about you and Jordan. She don't even know that it was actually you and Mia. So that's some bull. Harper was full of shit. Let's be honest.
But she married him anyway.
So many people say that.
Loved him.
She married him anyway.
That don't listen.
Yeah.
And everybody, even Terrence Howard called him. Terrence Howard was the first one. You know that's messed up, right?
Now I even
know what she's talking about.
Now talk about that a little bit, Ebony. Now with Ja.
Listen, so both as Ja was kind of coming onto the surface, I'll say, I thought that was at a solid point where they were decent, but then episode 4, 5, 6, started unraveling, that's not the word.
Yep.
No, unraveling.
Right.
Yes,
yeah.
unraveling.
Right.
Things started to
Yep.
oh, this is a problem. Why she look at him like that? Why did he say that? It was all these little bitty things started happening. But then you got Ja on the scene, and it's is she finna do this? Now, I'm never gonna co-sign adultery. Never ever.
For sure.
I will say though, you reap what you sow.
Yep.
That was my thought process. We're not asking you because we know you a little wild.
No. I've never committed adultery, but I've been the one that they committed.
We didn't ask. But
King of the side niggas.
Reaping what you sow.
Right. Yeah.
Harper would have been,
Yeah.
That's all I kept thinking is, okay, in the world's view,
Yeah. Right.
she would have been well within her rights because Harper done pulled some stuff.
For sure.
It's cool when he do it. It's a problem when I do it. Shout out Finesse.
Which I thought, honestly, I thought that was gonna make her go there.
I really did.
With him.
I was shocked.
Because she was having now my thing is she was always an add-on into the circle because she was always hanging out with Candace.
Yeah.
And Candace saw
the
it.
add-on. Right. She was the other add-on.
And Candace never really she never checked her because she saw the way she was looking at Ja and stuff like that. She was like, "Oh, this is why you come and getting these things."
I don't think that was a conversation, but she definitely picked it up.
She subtly checked her.
She saw it, but she didn't really. She was like, "Oh, girl, you better watch it or something something like that."
Because she didn't know how serious it was.
When he came to the house
for the air. I think the air conditioner was out or something like that.
When he came to the house, I was like, so now this is wrong.
I ain't like the way he picked up the baby. Like, another dude picking up my baby girl like that.
It's the embrace.
Where was
Harper
at? What's this? Where was he at? Why are you always, it ain't that many movies and meetings to be at.
Yeah.
And how much he didn't answer the phone. Like, think about it. She had been telling him about the air.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So another nigga gotta come fix the air? That's on you, bro. Like, I can't, if look, you know me, like, it was a time, and hopefully I get back into doing this soon, but like when I was detailing, what I look like and I detail cars and my woman sitting up there, and you remember my ex from that time period, but like, guess what? I was detailing her car.
Mm-hmm.
The one, we went and got I was detailing her car.
Yeah.
What I look like, I detail cars, and that was the one we had the conversation about. You asked me, like, what I look like detailing cars, and I don't detail her car.
Hmm.
I detail car. I do it like sometimes I say, "Hey, baby, we're gonna go to the movies tonight, but we're gonna have to go see this movie because I got a car I got to." What I look like, and not detailing her car. So guess what? If she know I detail and I don't detail, she may say it one or two times. But if I don't put hands to that car, what is she gonna do? Whether that's her daddy or whoever, somebody else is gonna, he could have paid money to get it fixed.
But
he paid money to buy it.
She called and said the people wasn't even available at that time. Okay, it was the holiday season. Yeah. She called. It was like it was no appointments or whatever, and she kept calling and been like, like for me, like if the air conditioner broke here, I'm out of town. Like, shoot, what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna get in there and try to fix it myself. I'm gonna have to call my guy, one of my guys. Now he could have hit somebody up that he knew. Yeah, being like, hey, bruh.
We don't disagree though.
No, and that's all I'm saying. No, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but him being there to me wasn't like a thing.
So again, but it's just like in the movie Soul Food when I said everybody was wrong. Vanessa Williams messed up. You allowed your cousin to get close to your husband like that. What? You opened the door for that situation.
So you saying the same thing with the
Ja dude? The door for that situation.
With the Ja dude?
Never there.
Not with Ja. Not with Ja.
Her family. You would never expect family to betray in a sense like that.
Okay, but let me ask you something. So you're also supposed to belittle your husband in front of your family.
No.
The whole movie, she was belittling him. She was making him feel less than a man in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And so your thirsty cousin is watching this. Every time your husband is trying to take you out to dates, to dinner, to go see him perform, you're shooting him down. And so
but it's her fault that he slept with another person.
So your cousin who's thirsty, who's seeing this, is seeing your sexually frustrated husband.
Oh my
goodness. So like what a lot of women does, she's like, I'm just as attractive as my cousin. How come I can't? And what most women don't do is they don't say, how come I can't get a man like that? They say, how come I can't get that man? If I had that man, I wouldn't do him like that. And so again, who is the one? Oh, you know what? You're trying to do this dance move. Why don't you get my husband to make your dance track for you? Now, where he messed up is you shouldn't have never been in a house by yourself getting drunk with somebody that ain't your significant other. You screwed up for that. But he did not initiate it. If you remember, he got up and walked away from Cousin Faith. Right? Cousin Faith actually walked up to him while he was on the piano, halfway drunk, grabbed his hand, and stuck it in the cookie jar. And so what I'm saying is
back in.
Going back
to the best man.
Yep. No, man, this is prime time.
Come
this
back.
is what they love.
Please come back. You are not Dion.
No, you know better. So you're always away. You don't answer the phone. Mm-hmm. You're detached. Your attitude when you are there a lot of times is like whatever. Like whatever. Like I'm here, but I'm not here. Mm. Like
are we going back to Harper?
So now when women like attention. So now when I'm going, if what I'm missing, you're giving me what I'm missing. Mm-hmm. I'm devoted to you and I love you, but you're not giving me any attention. So now when I go, this complete stranger all of a sudden is showing me some attention. Mm-hmm. He's attentive.
Well, she actually go seeks for the attention.
No. She didn't know. Initially, she just went to go get the marker, but now this.
No. She always goes to the market to see him.
Right, yeah. But that wasn't the initial. She didn't go to the market like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna find some handsome stranger there. No,
but once
you got somebody now,
once he was seen,
once he was there,
she
kept going.
But now you know all about whatever her indecisive stuff. Every time she get ready to make a move, he knows what's going on. He pays attention. He's engaged. He's asking her question. Oh, so you changed this, you doing this now. So how's that going? Like that is his energy. Mm-hmm. So now the person who you made a covenant with, who's supposed to be your best friend, who you're his rib, who you're supposed to be his partner, he just halfway like whatever. Oh, so you doing this now? Oh, you changed again, huh? Like that's his energy.
Was it like
so
that?
He ain't gotta say that, but y'all feel that. Mm. Just like we feel like.
I don't think Harper was bad that you kind of painted him.
No. See, when I watched it. And I watched it twice. The first time was for entertainment. The second time I'm watching it now, I'm looking at it from a critical aspect. So now we're spending a lot of time on Harper Rock, but I could go down Lance, I could go down Merch and Candace, I can deal with Quentin and Shelby, I could deal with you know what I'm saying? His I forget what their daughter's name was, but I could talk about the kids. Like I was looking at it from their eyes. So what I'm saying is, and I'm looking at both of them. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, Robin had some things that she could have, and like I said, that stunt she pulled, that was just some straight up bullshit, period. No other word for it. We can try to be biblical and scriptural and say it all nice. Oh, that wasn't that. No, that was some bullshit. Let's call it what it is. It's time and a place for everything.
Yeah, which made her the villain. Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, looking at it, two wrongs don't make a right.
For sure.
But if you hit me 10 times and I'm just sitting here taking, and you hit me light, but you hit me in the face, and then I turn and bam, I punch you one time, you get knocked out there. But oh, Shay, you ain't had to knock him out. In context, if you see me knock that person out, you're going to say Shay wrong for that. But now if I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a little subtle slaps, and it was subtle. But that's why I said I felt like they was trying to make them get a divorce from the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I said I felt like they was trying to make them get a divorce from the beginning, because even if you remember the very first episode when he was talking about the movie, she's in his corner, but she's also thinking like, yeah, this is your truth, but I have to relive my own insecurity. And one of the things she asked him, if you remember in the very first movie, am I good enough for you? She was asking him, was she enough for him? And he was like, oh, yeah, baby. But now, every time I see you with this ex, I feel like I'm not enough. Because to your point, yes, he was funding all of Robin's stuff. But now I'm looking at your girl from college, and she good with your stuff. She don't even need you. And so now now when I look at her, I'm like, dang, I can't hold a candle to her like, golly, like, why you want to be like?
I'm not even saying Jordan was for him. I'm just saying
but I'm just saying
he should not marry
Robin.
Robin.
He did not help Robin's insecurities though. I think they could have. I think they could have worked out, but he did not help Robin's insecurities. Like he felt like
we agree.
Here's the money. I'm finna go over here. You good? Why you talking to me? I just threw some more money at your next venture. Like what you want from me? Right. Like that, to me, that was his attitude.
That's my thing. Both of them had their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Harper could have did some stuff, but I'm just saying Robin is the villain because of what she did at the end with the custody thing. You know what I'm saying? That to me that was intentionally petty.
It
was.
Like
with the phone calls and stuff you saying with that, it can be deniability with that. We, like I said, we don't know. We assuming. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We
We
think
literally- we
he
can't
could
assume
be
anything.
he could have been with, you know, in that Hollywood means it could be different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's a
Let me
lot of
ask you
stuff going on. So
How many times can your wife call you? How many times can your wife call you and you don't answer the phone? And it's cool.
yeah, don't.
No, I'm just no. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Now you might get away with one because you're at work, but like if she been calling you all day, like let's just be real, man.
Right.
Like Crown probably can attest to it. Like,
And it has
she
happened
can't call
before.
him, but all day though.
It has happened before.
I'm not talking about within the span of while you're at work. I'm talking about from in the morning till at night. And we're not talking like, okay, now maybe in a family, you know, crisis situation, like somebody in the hospital, something like, we're not talking about that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Regular work day.
That's what I'm doing.
Nigga, I ain't had a girlfriend that could call me all day and night not answer the phone.
And with Harper, he was probably in meetings or whatever all day, having to travel, being on planes, getting off, doing this and that. So I'm saying we can make assumptions all day, but what I'm saying is I think Harper, he had his flaws with it, but I thought that he was good enough in supporting her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a lot she wouldn't have been able to do. Like, seriously.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I get
Are you tossing your hand?
I think you're doing
No, I was saying like you said he supported her, and I'm like, here's the money. Like,
but it was more than that. He just didn't throw money now. You know what I'm saying? He was
You wildin'.
Yeah.
First of all,
he put some extra sauce on it.
I'm always team dude. Because like I say, I don't know how to speak woman. I don't speak woman at all. I speak fluent dude.
Bye.
And he can tell you, Crown can tell you, I'm always on the side of the man.
Are you not Victor today?
Yeah, his name is Crown Vic.
I don't call him.
Stop that.
Sorry, Vic.
Like just because you know us for years,
it's
don't
Crown.
mean like
it's Crown.
They really call you
saying,
that?
Like I'm just saying,
Crown Vic in the building.
I'm just saying, like as a man, I'm always team man. But being team man, and one thing that you know, and I've always said this about myself and everybody else, I'm big on accountability and responsibility. And so because, and if you keep in mind when we talking about the time, what's the first thing that I said? I said anything that I say will be an issue. I started off. I didn't start off. No, you got to understand word. No, I was like anything that I say, even if it's valid, will be an excuse. Period. That's on me. That's the first thing I said. I ain't blame my job. I didn't blame.
Technically.
No, you asked me. No, you like, no, I want to hear you. Did she not say I want to hear these reasons? Did she not want to say no? I need to hear these reasons. But
what's the job not to blame?
And so again, like I said, I didn't know. Like I said, I knew that my coworker's husband was sick. I did not know that last night that my other coworker called my boss and her youngest son committed suicide. So she didn't come in. Like so, and all of us are dealing with that because we work with this lady every day. So now that mentally affects all of us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but again, still, to your point, I could have hit you up and said, hey, I know you supposed to be meeting us over here to do this, but I'm probably going to be around this time. You know, like, I called him when I was at night, and he was like, man, did we need a reason? I'm like, man, I'm flying. I was like, man, I'm breaking the speed limit, but I'm trying to hurry up and get home so I can change. And
not you went home.
I had to change. I wasn't finna come up in here with the post office uniform on.
Not you went home.
I did.
Oh no.
I did. I couldn't come up here with the post office uniform, but I'm just saying.
Now my point is
accountability and responsibility, though, JB. That's all I'm saying.
I get that.
I don't feel like Harper was accountable and responsible.
We agree.
And even when Merch told him, Merch said that. He's like, Harp going Harp. At the end of the day, it's always about you.
But my thing
was that a lie?
But my thing is too. Again, Robin didn't have that type of circle. So who did she have to tell? The way Q said with Harper, to tell her about herself, about her stuff.
The best thing Q said was, "Keeps my wife's name." Hey, you know what? At the beginning of this video, you need to put a spoiler alert because we're slick talking about the whole.
They should have watched.
No, I'm saying, but still, you gotta put it like I'm just saying, like in the, you know what I'm saying when they get like spoiler alert. But no,
but no, hold on. But y'all tell me, who did Robin have? Like I said. Robin was never a part of the circle. Who did she have to tell her about herself?
Well, remember, default friendships. Default friendships. So at that point, now she can go, and talk to Regina. Even if she didn't feel comfortable with Jordan, she could go to Regina.
But did she?
And Shelby.
And I don't feel like, because even when she went out on the balcony, like, I don't believe over the course of that time, she was outside of the circle, But if you're not comfortable with somebody, when Lance came out there and asked her, was she okay? You don't do that with people you're not comfortable with. It's more like, you good? I ain't like, no, they actually set up.
You could be comfortable with somebody, but she wasn't in. They're not going to tell her when her stuff stinks. Nobody was in that group, to me, was comfortable being real vulnerable. Like, look, like this your girl. Like, if that's your girl, 100 grand. Like, look, girl, you wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z. But it's all in just like slickly. Oh, it's okay. It's cool.
Surface level.
You know what I'm saying? Surface level stuff. But Robin never had anybody that was in the circle. But Q, Lance, and all will say something about Harper, which they should, because that was their inner circle. She was never a part of that.
But I'm saying, like, though, the only person who saw that with, what was old boy name?
Wasn't her mom included? Side note. Her mom? Was there Robin's mom? Who was that came? Somebody's mom showed up.
Yeah, she brought young Mia at the very end. She brought her to be there with
Was that her
mom?
Can
we
that was
side note, one more side note. Mia. I'm so disturbed that Harper and Mia slept together and this child is named after her. Is that not cringy?
So again, my insecurity.
That was in the holiday movie.
What I'm saying is, again, and that goes back to what I'm saying. I know somebody right now, and I'm not going to say that person's name, but I know somebody right now that named one of their children after an ex. And I don't know it. Not my business. I'm not going to go in there.
But you brought it up.
But what I'm saying is, if I knew that, I would not be comfortable.
Yeah.
I would feel some type of way if I'm married and my wife is like, oh, I'm going to name this person, you know what I'm saying,
that's
Tyrone.
Wild.
And you used to, like, your ex-fiance named Tyrone. You know, I'm just happy, Tyrone Rex. And I ain't got no clue. And I got to find out from somebody else or on the bed. Like, that's messed up.
All of this goes back to making emotional decisions. Harper made an emotional decision proposing to her. Robin made an emotional decision saying yes in front of all those people.
Yep.
And then now the domino starts. Now all the BS starts moving down for what we see in the holiday, what we see in the last chapters.
Yeah.
They never should have been together in the first place because when you make an emotional decision.
You really have to ask that question. Do you hear?
So it's not. I'm not saying I'm not going to.
They made it work for a while.
So let me ask you.
I give them credit for that
because you're in a different situation.
Yeah.
So, have you ever dated somebody new, but it was somebody you previously dated that, like, you still, I'm not going to say necessarily wanted, but you still had feelings for? Never. So, like, when you're done, you don't have no attachment, like, it's over with. Because, like, I'm to like, okay, so I'll speak for me. I'll speak for me. I know women right now that's married, engaged, got boyfriends, still love me.
Oh, I was like, where he going with this?
But what I'm saying is, and I've had some of them tell me, and I've had to tell some of them, we can't be talking all the time. Yeah. Because those feelings are going to come back up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have got married to their husband because their husband maybe can give them something to provide them something that I'm not willing or able to do. But that don't mean they shouldn't marry their husband just because, you know what I'm saying, you still like. So that's all I'm saying.
Think about this. Set up. Let's take it back to the whole best man thing. Harper, his character going through as much drama as he went through the first Best Man movie, right? His best friend beats him down
bad.
You know what I'm saying? Right at the bachelor party, right?
Mm-hmm.
He don't believe in God. He go back there.
Pray with me, brother.
Miraculously gets him to come to the funeral, right? And so him not even having any. Let's go back to the spiritual. He don't even have a spiritual bone in his mind or in his body. So he thinking in his mind, his carnal mind, this may be God telling me to get down and propose. It feels like the right time. Jordan said, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's the one and all this stuff. So he's making an emotional, ignorant decision. Mm-hmm. And so now Robin has been indecisive and stuff. She is. And all the people around, what you going to say? You going to say no? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the women brave enough to do it when they know it's not right, but I digress.
Look, I done seen a couple, well, I've heard about a couple proposals going wrong.
She could have pulled a Whitley from a different world and been like, I'm sorry, Harper, and ran off. With
She could have.
Fact.
She should. She should have.
She had time to think about it.
She should have.
It's not like they got married at the wedding.
She should have,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the emotions were right.
Yep.
The liquor was flowing.
But
you know
the
what I'm saying?
moment was right.
The moment was right.
To him going to the bachelor party, though.
Yeah.
Him and Sanaa, when they're in the tub together, when they're in the kitchen and she's having them taste the food, you do not get the sense like y'all don't belong together. It's when these other factors come into play. So like I said, if you remove the other factors, like let's just say the series ended differently and they end up working their stuff out. Are you going to say, oh, two married people that stood up in front of God and people and said, for richer or poor, for sickness and health, for better or for worse, we going to work this shit out. And they work that shit out. It's like, oh, you know what? Because y'all had some difficulties, y'all should never been together. No, when you make that commitment,
it's not about the difficulties.
It's beyond difficulties with this.
It's very, very much
saying,
it's about making an emotional decision.
So again, though, for people who have worked it out, are you saying those people should have never been together because they started
those people's relationship? I imagine would look nothing like that.
Mean
no, but the foundation of their relationship was built on nothing.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Their foundation relationship.
What was it built on?
I watched the beginning. I watched the best man.
I mean all the way back to the
he
best
was
man.
With her for
movie.
A small sliver of time.
I'm saying
in the initial best man, he was with her very small amount of time.
Very
small.
Not
get the vibe that like, oh, okay, you're until he got back and another. And all I'm saying is, if you don't have that situation, the way they were looking prior to him going to the bachelor parties, a lot of people would feel and say that that's goals. The way that they were moving, their energy towards each other, their conversation, like they was on point. It wasn't until he gets with somebody else, and then you're seeing
there
how
was
he's
a
moving.
History already established.
But what I'm saying is, and then you see that, and then it's like, oh, well, dang, I don't know. It's a real conflict. Am I team Jordan or am I team Rock? Like it was a real conflict.
To me, him even entertaining Jordan was a sign that probably wasn't the woman for him. Because he never even, like I said, it was a pretty short time when they pretty much met in that first Best Man movie. Yeah. So it wasn't even a long period of time. But him even entertaining Jordan, and like I said, she was just a flyby because they was making fun of him like, oh, was she a cook now? Or is she a scuba diver or whatever? Like she was always... You know what I'm saying? Here and there with what she wanted to do.
Okay, but to the same token, and I think that that's unfair because we don't look at Terrence Howard's character like that, who was the original indecisive.
I mean...
And the only comment they made is like, oh man, Q finally got it together. That's all that's the only hint that they threw back at it. But in the very first one...
But his character developed though.
As did Shelby.
Right, his character developed. So he wasn't like that in the last chapter.
And so, but again, and we're stuck on everything that she did prior to that. But the way it ended, she finally did develop because now at this point she had been in Ghana. It was some months, or it was like at the end of it was like a year later or something. But she had been in Ghana for a while after that moment that they had that blowout at the house or whatever. Uh-huh. Like so she finally is where, and when he did the Zoom call with her and everything, and she was like, oh, this is what I was looking for. But she actually had been saying that. And so my thing is even, I'm not going to say how long before that, but when they was at Q's wedding, she had been saying that then. So you got like so she said that 8 years ago. Mm. So like, hypothetically, had Harper decided to stay on that island, all of that other stuff might not have transpired. Now we're guessing, we don't know if that would happen for real, but what I'm saying is she kind of knew, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, but like, okay, well, if I can't do that, then I guess I'll do. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you'll never be solid. And I'll go back to something Pastor Holloway said. If you know you're supposed to be in a place and you go somewhere else, but you knew you were supposed to be right here, you'll never be happy nowhere else you go. You'll jump from place to place to place to place trying to find it because the place you're supposed to be at, you're not at.
And it looked like Harvard got that Pulitzer surprise, right? What's it called?
Pulitzer, yeah.
Once he got her and Robin went to separate.
I have another side note.
What's up?
Why has there never been a discussion about merch and Shelby and then Shelby and Q?
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah.
It took me a minute before I was like, wait a minute.
I don't know that they ever did anything, though.
What you mean?
Like the way that
what you mean? Like I think they did.
No, so like the way that the movie portrayed it, and his thing is like, this is how y'all see me. they kind of had him like he was Urkel, like I'm chasing after you.
But
and
she liked him though.
No, but she
when they
knew,
were dating initially in the original Best Man is what I'm referring
right. But
to.
no,
when they
but
broke
what
up.
I'm saying is though, like with everybody else, with Lance and Mia, you see like some actual physical.
That whole
Sexual
little
chemistry.
circle is just
You see some between Robin
right.
you see some between Robin and Harper and Robin and Jordan. I mean Harper and Jordan.
So you think Shelby gave
But-
Merch some?
I don't like the
Do
way
we think?
That's what I'm saying.
no,
That's what I'm
this is
saying.
what I'm saying.
Like that
The way
to your point, because clearly they probably went there.
what the way that the movie made it seem though was like he was chasing after her and she was just stringing him along. That was why he felt some type of way, because it's like, okay, I know this may be true, but this is how y'all see me, and then you gonna put this on blast before everybody. It was kind of like made to seem like, and I know some people like this. I've never been through this, but I know some people who like women and men who like will string somebody along and they're not doing anything with them.
Mm.
Like, I ain't giving you none. You can't, but you can carry my bag. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll let you cook for me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I ain't giving you none.
Merch was simping.
But like I said, I don't. But we never had any indication that he was getting any though.
Bruh,
we're assuming that we never had any indication that he was getting them.
Shelby's sex drive in all three of the iterations was always high.
Not towards or with him though. Like
they didn't show that, but you don't think he got
it?
Do
you remember that argument between Regina, or excuse me, what's her name in the movie? What's Regina's name in the movie?
Candace.
The argument between Candace and Shelby.
Yep.
Best Man Holiday.
Yep. When
I
was
was
in the hallway.
Her mouth. I was in disbelief the stuff that came out of her mouth.
You remember how you used to do you or something like that?
A sexual relationship
they were
with
definitely
them.
intimate.
And then you done bounced to another friend in the circle.
Definitely intimate. They were definitely intimate.
Character development was bomb,
right.
But that was some trashy stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in. Then you marry somebody in your clique. Like, yeah,
how does Shelby fit more? Then I think of Sanaa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotta stop trying to. Okay. Robin.
Yeah. I feel
you. Robin not fitting in with this circle because it's like everybody appears to, love her.
Yeah.
But then you got Shelby. And I'm like.
Yeah.
Which is why Robin shouldn't have felt strange at all with all that weird shit going on. But now, like, this is my
that beach scene.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing could have been left out of that series. That was creepy. It's all get out. The shaman. The dude O'Neal was getting ready to mess. The dude Jordan was getting ready to mess with.
Right.
I'm like,
that was funny.
This got something demonic mixed in
it. It was a lot of that going on.
I don't like, and I guess I'm different. Like, it's only one person that I've ever been with that I would be uncomfortable with any of my homeboys being with, and the only reason. I'm
not really sure how I feel about that.
The only reason is because I was married to that person. Anybody else, I'm Coca-Cola. If you want Sprite, I'm not Sprite. I can't be mad because there's Sprite over there, and it just so happened that me and Sprite cool. Now, I may not want to always be up in y'all face, but if you my guy, I would much rather for you be happy than miserable. If she makes you happy and it's legit and it ain't no dig at me, you ain't trying to I'm going to get back at you. If she legit make you happy, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Life is too short.
We different.
That's all I'm saying.
I
don't own anybody.
No, anybody owns
and nobody owns me.
It's not about
so that's what I'm saying. So like,
it's a respect / boundary.
But no.
You don't own that person.
Any of my fella, we talking about Brian, Josh, and them. We've talked about this before.
Oh,
it's too many women.
It is, but
out
I don't
here
own nobody.
For you. Now, if we just,
which is why I don't care.
If I had,
no, you're not listening to his point.
If I had a jump off and we were like together, and we would just went out, we were dating or something like that. That's different.
Yeah.
But if we were actually together, and you knew we were a thing. You knew I had real feelings for her.
Escalated to marriage,
right? And then that went that would be like
I'm
so cool. Like I'm just like with you. You do you. I don't want her. I found somebody that's straight. But I'm like, dang, bro. Like,
You
he
really
could have
thought
been.
we should go that
You know
route?
what I'm saying?
You couldn't fall in love. It's,
Right.
What,
But-
8 billion of us?
Yeah,
that
it's
exist?
more women than
You
than
couldn't
men.
find nobody else. This
Yeah.
small circle
Right.
of
Now,
the crew.
not saying we ain't gonna be cool no more. You can't be my partner, but we can't be as cool
Yeah,
as we
I-
been.
there's
been.
something
You're
broke.
around your
Something
woman.
breaks when something
Right.
like that
We
happens.
can't be as cool.
I just can't be around your woman. Now keep this in mind. I've never been with it.
Look
So
at
no,
you
no,
catching
no, no,
yourself.
no.
Thinking
No,
that,
no. The one person that I did, me and that guy was not in the same circle anymore. We were not. We were not cool anymore.
Meaning you want his friend.
Right.
Merch and Q were
no,
friends.
no, and that's what I'm saying. And then so it got awkward because we did kind of squash it, but then now I'm talking to somebody that you used to talk to, and I'm saying like that happened one time, but that was not an intentional thing. That was not. I didn't go after that person. That person actually came after me. They sent somebody like, but in practice, because to what you said, I don't ever. It's too many women. I'm not trying to, but me as an individual, and I've been in some situations where somebody I used to talk to, like somebody that I know, and then they find out like, oh snap, y'all cool, like, and I've gone to me and our boy we were talking about the other day. I told him, look, we never did anything. Yes, we talked on the phone. We went out a couple times. If you really feeling her, I'm good. I don't feel no type of way because I don't own that woman. Right. And if she makes you happy, cool.
And y'all really able to still be.
Yeah, me and was.
Ace, Boone, Coon.
Wow.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. No, because they were friends, like brothers, dang near. Yeah. Ain't no way.
That was like my brother.
Yeah, that's like, and to each his own, your own, if that's what you feel. But I know for me and my partners from TSU that I've been rolling with and kicking it with, like, we've actually talked about this. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It's too many out here. So if I had somebody that I was for real with and you get with her, more power to you. But don't act like we just gonna be as tight.
Something has to have broken.
Like
as tight.
Earlier,
not saying you're not gonna be my friend.
You talked about this earlier, though. That's making an emotional decision.
No, that's making an informed decision. That's an informed decision.
That's feeling. No. That's how I feel about what you did.
What? That is what the situation is, Roche.
No, I don't, man. What you eat don't make me shit. Like, I don't
You are
feel.
wild.
No, I'm not. I don't feel the type of way. If we're not together, like, again, the process of dating to get married, it's almost like an interview.
Somebody you didn't.
So if we're interviewing, we're in the process of trying to see if we're good at walking this life journey, we may come to a collective thing like we're not good together. So now it don't mean that you're not good with somebody else. And it's unfortunate sometimes that it can be somebody that's close. That's not ideal.
That is your home.
But if that happens,
but this is your good friend.
What that got to do with me?
Pause. Because I'm finna give you another scenario because this is not sitting right. I'm not processing what you're saying right now. You and JB are brothers, correct?
Right.
Whatever, something goes on with him and Rachel, they end.
But that's
no.
Tell him,
I'm not finished with my statement. Him and Rachel are over. You go and get with Rachel and sleep with Rachel. You think y'all staying brothers?
But I would.
Yes or no? Are y'all staying brothers?
I would not do that though.
You missing the point. Because that's what it should have been with Q and March.
No. You used me specifically.
Yep.
And used that specifically.
Yep.
So since we're talking about that specific situation, I have known his wife the same amount of time I've known you. I've known her since she was a little kid. Her sister used to date my cousin, who she's married to right now.
Forget
so
the
I
personal
look at her
ties.
like that. So in that specific situation, that would not happen. I would not do that. That is the way we look at. I can't even see her that way. Period.
What if you did?
In that perspective, now I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say the person's name. If that person, like, she was bad. I'm just saying.
Right.
That was somebody, like, when I walked up to him and I gave him the Pentecostal handshake. I'm not saying that I would, but I'm just saying I get it.
Right. Okay.
But I would not do that. That's just me. That's just how I roll. Simply because I don't want anything to develop between me and him, because I don't know where his mindset and his head is at. But now for me,
I can't check it.
if we not cool, if we not rocking them, I don't care what you do outside of me.
But y'all are cool. That was my
No.
purpose of
What I'm
asking
saying is,
this.
if me and the girl ain't cool no more, I don't care what you do outside of me with whoever. That has nothing to do with
Now,
me.
now, for me,
No.
like I said,
Period.
it
No.
depends on if I really had true feelings for the girl. It'd be different. Now, a few women that I've been with, and I would feel probably the same way. But if you know what I'm saying, like to what you were talking about, your side note, I had that in the back of my head when I was looking at it. I'm like, dang, like he was the best man at Q's and Shelby's
Crazy
wedding and stuff. So it's like
When you woke up this morning, what was your name?
JB.
Does that change because of who you with?
No.
None.
You
So
are-
I do not give
no.
a rat's ass
Nope.
about what nobody else
Nope.
doing. Because every morning I
Nope.
wake up and I look in the mirror. I tell myself that I am a paper chaser. I have my block on fire. I remain
You
a
are
G
not juvenile.
until the moment
Stop.
that I expire.
Ooh.
You know what it is.
Boy.
I made nothing out of something. I handle my business. I don't be crying or suffering. So when I do that, I
You
don't care
need
what
help.
nobody else did. That's all I'm saying.
We got to shut down, man.
We're going to talk about this off camera.
Yeah,
'cause you
yeah,
didn't get on
yeah.
my
We
skin.
gonna end it because I don't want the thing to go low. But y'all, until next time, continue with that executive mindset.
And most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
River Dirty. Bow.